So I run a spiritual community of it's called Pink Flamingo, and I have like around 20 followers online and offline put together. So most of the women, when they would come to me, it's actually I open that community to make people happier and kinder, and to make them spiritually grow so that they become better human beings. But it became a relationship counseling thing, and I became a relationship coach because everybody would, most of the women will come and ask me that I like this guy, he's not liking me back, I'm so obsessed with him, and I sometimes will tell them that I don't think this guy's for you. They'll be like, I can't live without him. I'm so obsessed with him. So I felt that women are focusing their energy in a very wrong direction. Like again, I said that you have to be happy and fulfilled on your own to find someone worthwhile. So that's what inspired me to write this book.
One thing is that it is mandatory to be in a relationship. I mean, girls, boys, both, I think, as far as that is concerned. And then also, when you get into a relationship, I think most women spend so much time and energy in nurturing that relationship and making everything work perfectly that they lose track of their own lives, they lose sense of their own worth. And there is no growth, there is no evolution. It's your home, your husband, your kids, and on a repeat. So, how do you think one can strike a balance between these two aspects?
So see, it actually happens when all the emotional and mental burden of the relationship comes on a woman. So it's like you said, it's not about money only,
Yes.
but there is a huge emotional burden, or mentally and emotionally, to run a marriage, to run a relationship. So that has to be shared. So see, it is going to take time because now the women have become stronger, but I think men have not caught up a little bit behind.
Little bit?
I'm just being polite.
A lot.
Yeah, so they need to also, understand that they cannot put all the emotional and mental burden on the woman.
I'm sure many cultures, including ours, like we've been talking, they celebrate relationships as milestones, right? You're 25, 26, 27, time to get married, time to find someone. And they look at singlehood with skepticism. It is with pity, okay, maybe they didn't find somebody, oh my god, she's left on the shelf. And I don't think this has to do with gender. I think this is pretty much gender agnostic, but still tilted a little towards girls when it comes to, the skepticism, okay, she didn't find anyone. So how do you think your book will help change this narrative?
So my book is not about finding anyone, right?
Hmm.
It's not about whether you can find someone or not. It's about finding your own self.
Yeah.
I feel so that should change because I feel that a lot of there is a grocery list. Like get married at 24, then have a baby, then buy a house. It never ends, right? And then have another baby, then have another house, another car. It just goes on and on.
Not another partner.
Yeah. Or maybe if you get a divorce now, it's like get married again. So it goes on and on. So you have to put your step down, and maybe I don't believe in fighting so much also because it also wastes energy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So when people say weird things to me now, I just don't respond. I'm like, okay, whatever. So, but in your head, you should be very clear. You should be like, I am going to go after my happiness. I'm going to go after my peace, and rest will fall in place. And it does happen, right?
Yeah.
Initially, if you do anything different, like when I opened my spiritual community, my classmates said, "Oh, she's gone crazy." And then when it became successful, they came back to me to get counseled by me. So it always happens, right? That when you start something new or start something different, there is going to be a lot of judgment.
You don't need to depend on others. I think then you will stop associating this with being lonely. It doesn't have to be.
People feel much lonelier in bad relationships.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, when you're single, you actually don't feel lonely because
Yes.
people are hitting on you all
But
the time.
I mean, if you're above a certain age,
Yeah.
then it is like, okay, you're left behind, the train has left, and now you don't know,
So one of my uncle also said that up to तुम्हारा time चला जा चुका है. I said okay.
But that's
That's what he believes. I don't have to get affected by it
absolutely not, because again, like we said, that people will believe what they want to believe.
because he's from a small town, and for him being single at this age, it's a very big thing. It's a very big deal.
I also lost my father when I was very young. I was 19. And the moment it happened, I think day 6 or 7, and I just completed my graduation. I was in the final year actually. So people started getting after my mother that now you get her married. You know, because
that
you're like,
happened with me too.
yeah.
When I was younger, yeah.
And
They want to tell you that
You
now,
are a
because
burden.
you don't have like
Yeah.
someone.
yes.
You're a burden.
So now you have to become an asset. Yeah. Become a big asset now.
If you were to give your younger self one piece of advice about relationships, what would it be?
So essentially, I think I really wasted a lot of time
Yeah.
in many relationships, which I could have used like very productively otherwise. So that would be the advice that I'll give myself. So that's why I wrote this book, that I don't do it anymore. I'm not against relationships. If you find the one, who you find everything your happiness with and who understands you, great. But stop wasting your time, because there's so much other good stuff to do. Like, you can learn so many things. You can do so much with your time, or otherwise just have fun. Bad relationships are a pain in the ass. So don't do that.
Finally, Priyansha, what is the last empowering message that you would like to convey to people who are single by choice or circumstance?
So I would say that, it's not easy to be alone. Let me also, sympathize a little bit. It's not. It takes a lot of emotional energy and effort to become happy when you're single. And takes a lot of inner work, right? You have to understand, you have to build a fulfilled life. It's not going to happen in a day, right? To find those friends, to find that hobby, to find your life purpose. So my first advice is to find your life purpose, because nothing makes you more happy. No relationship comes close to that, let me tell you. Whether it's your parents, your friends, your partner, once you know that, okay, I was born for this, and you start doing that thing, it gives you immense happiness and peace and fulfillment. So first you look for that, because, and I also feel it's very, very important that while you are single, you try to become as happy as you are, because you always meet the people in the same vibrational zone. So, for example, if I'm very unhappy single, I might meet someone who's also very unhappy single, and it just doubles, right? Then you will just project your unhappiness on each other. But if you wait it out and you work on yourself, you find your life purpose, you build a fulfilled life, you'll meet another person like that, and then the happiness will double actually. So that is the advice I'd like